Hello there everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Please excuse my voice today. I have had a cold for the last week and I'm starting to feel a little bit better, but it is still in my voice at the moment. I had a little bit of a different video planned for today, but since I am still a little bit sick, I don't quite have the energy to complete what I wanted to, and I thought it would be a good time instead to just have a cozy chat, catch up a little bit and talk about finding your way back to practice, as that is something I am actively working on. The days are really starting to feel like autumn here. The leaves are falling off the trees and the colors are changing. It's a little slower where I live now than where I grew up, and it always catches me off guard how green it still is this time of year. But with this turn into autumn, we enter a very different time of practice. This is a time of reflection, of rest, of slowing down. And I personally take this time to turn in toward myself a lot more and begin building up the base of my practice and exploring new ideas. So in the theme of that and the heart of that, I thought having a conversation would be pretty good. Besides, there's a lot that I have to catch you all up on that I want to share with you. So all in all, this cold was maybe a good thing because it gave me some space and time to think and create this. But before we dig into this conversation, this video is sponsored, so let's talk a little bit more about that first.
As you know, I'm all about nature and keeping both our planet and ourselves healthy. And one major way I work to live a more healthy and sustainable life is by limiting the plastic I use, thereby limiting the microplastics that get into my food or our beautiful planet. That's why I made the switch to Blueland across all the cleaning products I use around my house. I've been using them for years now and absolutely adore them. Their products meet the highest standard of clean, and they're effective yet gentle on my family and the planet. Their tablet formulas are 100% microplastic free and made with certified clean ingredients. Plus, it brings a lot of peace of mind not having to choose between the safe, clean option for my family and what actually gets my house clean. Namely, I love the dishwasher detergent and laundry detergent tablets. They are 100% plastic free, concentrated, pre-dosed tablets that come in compostable, plastic-free packaging. And they're free of parabens, phosphates, ammonia, VOCs, chlorine bleach, or phthalates. They're also made with certified clean ingredients that are safer for you, your family, pets, as well as the environment. The dishwasher detergent tablets are able to clean even 48-hour baked on or burnt on stains with no pre-soak or rinse aid needed, and the laundry detergent tablets lift off even the toughest of stains, from grass to coffee. They're also powered by enzymes to keep whites white and colors bright. Blueland is sharing a special offer just for my viewers. All you have to do is scan the QR code on screen or click my link below to get 15% off your first kit. Thank you so much to Blueland for sponsoring, and let's get back to the video.
Alrighty, welcome back. Let's start catching up a little bit, shall we? Today I really want to talk about finding your way back to practice. With that, I need to first let you in on how my life has been and what has been going on. So, as a lot of you know, I have been working on my second book over the past year and some change. I am in the very final stages of the first manuscript of it, and it has been wonderful and also very, very time consuming. I'm not quite ready to reveal everything about it yet, but it is a very research heavy book and something that I am deeply proud of and excited to share with you all once it's finally fully complete. It will still be some time. The publishing process takes a while, but I am in the final moments of it where I am cleaning up the last of my writing, going through adding in the pieces that I wasn't sure if I would and now have decided that they certainly belong in the book, and just all sorts of tweaking and fixing or altering. I personally feel like the hardest part of writing a book is the finishing it and the letting go of it, being done with the project. It's not only time consuming, but it's also just hard to say, all right, I'm ready to release this gigantic project that I've spent so much time on. So I am in the thick of that right now. And while it is about the craft, it is also something that is very intellectual, and it draws me back from some of the more physical aspects of my practice. I haven't had as much time to go out into nature or to practice the way that I like to, crafting as many medicines or even just making as many crafts that I like to keep around the home. This has been my priority, and that is something that's very special and important to me. But it's also not something that I can share as easily in the time being, or something that has visual enrichment in my life at this moment. So all that to say, I have been really itching to create more videos lately, and I don't quite have the time to put into them what I want to and create what I want to until this project is done, which it should be very, very soon. Over the last year, I have had to kind of take a step back from creating as intensely as I like to, because this has been the priority. And being away from some of these creations that I've wanted to share has really lit a fire. And I am very determined now to finish the video series that I began with my first book that was published 2 years ago now, just about when this comes out. That was such a wonderful passion project, and it has been so valuable to me to be able to create a video series that follows along the book. And I think the winter is the perfect time to close out those last few videos on spellcraft that follow along with it. So the next video that will come out here will be on the moon, and it will go alongside with that book. But alongside finishing this series on spellcraft, I have also kind of lost my own day-to-day personal practice, and it does feel kind of foreign to me just because of how busy I've been. And while I don't have the time to engage with practice the way I desperately want to at the moment, I will very soon. And I feel like that will be a good thing to share with you all. I've been doing a lot of videos lately, or about once a month I've been sharing a video of kind of a day of practices, of the things that I like to follow, tend to follow here and there. Usually they're seasonally, and that is kind of my ideal day, something that productive. And so I would like to share more videos with you like that are very tied to the seasons, to the energy around us, and the practices that align with that. That is a big part of me finding rhythm in my practice and finding my way back to practice after times like this, where I've been very consumed in other projects that have taken precedence. So I will be kind of completing that spellcraft series with this finding rhythm again. I feel like every year, every couple of years, I am in this boat where there's something going on in life that forces me to take a step back from my practice. And I know some of you notice it. I get the comments when it happens, and that's okay. While my job is to share the practice, it is also my job, and it does take time. And hello, miss. And there are also times where life just happens, right, miss girl? You know. And so I think it's important, as somebody who is a figure of this community, to talk about when we do take a step back from the practice, when our days are not as filled with it, and when you feel kind of disconnected from it. I feel kind of disconnected from my craft, and we are entering the season where I tend to feel the most disconnected from my favorite parts of the craft. But it is also the perfect season to cultivate that new beginning, to dig your roots in deep into something new and really find yourself. I feel like it's also important to note that we change as people. And so there are these new areas of exploration. And so taking some time to reevaluate yourself and your life, your lifestyle, what that looks like and how your craft may change with that is valuable. Something I'd also like to begin talking about more and sharing more is the herbal medicine side of my practice. This is something that I touch on here and there, but I've never done a full series on it, and I would really like to begin teaching some of the more foundational knowledge on herbal medicine. And I want to dig more into foraging. I want to dig more into all sorts of things to do with cultivating plants, growing plants, and so that is a series that I expect to really begin digging into come the spring. But as it is a very core piece of my practice, I will be talking about it quite a bit in the series I want to share of finding some rhythm and finding my way back. And ultimately, I think that's my goal of this video and this conversation, is to have that check-in, remind you that it's okay to take a step back and to feel a little lost and to need to take time to do other things in life and then recultivate that connection to the craft. It's something that I have to remind myself a lot, mainly because this is my job, I believe. I have been feeling really guilty about it lately and feeling really guilty about not sharing such big things because I've been working on this other project. Now, I can remind myself that I am working on a book that I have personally wished was in publication since I began the practice. And so I know that I am putting that energy into this community and craft, and soon it will be out there. And so while I am taking a step back in some ways now, I have been working even harder than I ever have in some ways to share with this community and work on even my own craft. I have learned so much over this past year, and this is a core aspect of my personal studies for the entirety of my practice. And to be in a position to be learning so much is such a privilege, and it has just been incredible. But anyways, the main point, of course, is that even those of us who are very deep in the practice, very deep in the craft, who have been doing it for years, who teach it as our primary job, can lose our way sometimes. And that's okay. And I think that it will be really valuable to share with you, both for myself and hopefully for you as well, finding my way back into it and recreating that rhythm. And hopefully that can become a theme from now on, of sharing that rhythm through the seasons a little more intentionally. And I always love to hear from you all and about your own personal practices, what you tend to do during each time of year. I've gained so much insight and inspiration from you all through the years, and I hope for that to continue here. And while this is definitely a little bit of a shorter, simpler, chatty video, I promise I will be sharing some more things soon. I just need to get over this cold. I'm doing a lot of elderberry syrup. I usually like to mix it with ginger beer, or I also have an elderberry and echinacea tea that I've been deeply enjoying. So I will be on the mend soon, and more rich content will be coming soon. But I just wanted to do a little bit of a cozy check-in. I think they're good to do seasonally. And I'd be curious to hear how you all are doing right now, this October, this autumn, what you're looking forward to coming this winter or this season now. And if you have anything that you tend to do when you're in a rut that kind of helps to get you out of it. Right now, my goal is to begin again doing some intentional tea drinking. And that is the only thing I'm going to enter into my day each day. Something simple, grounding, and very potent in its own way. So I look forward to digging into this practice with you. I think either the video after the next one or the one after that will be the first video where I'm really able to share finding rhythm again. But in the meantime, I will be diving in and finishing that series on spellcraft. So hopefully that will be enjoyable for you as well. So with that, I think it's time to close out this video. Thanks for hanging out while I rambled. If you can and would like to, I'd appreciate it if you checked out my Patreon. There I share art, herbal profiles, book recommendations, and monthly workshops. I also have another channel where I share more day-to-day life, more magic, herbalism, all of those good things. and I also wrote a book. It's all about herbal magic, and it'll bring the beginner to the intermediate. If all that sounds good to you, go ahead and check it out in the description down below. Thanks again for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I can't wait to see you again soon.